All right, so we just got our first look at the next possible update or possible new content that's going to be added to the game, which is a tool that actually lets you see mutations, specific mutations. As of right now, I think it's only pollen. We're going to get a look at it real quick, but it actually lets you see obviously any fruit that is pollinated in your farm. So if we move over to the Discord right here, we can actually see in the leaks area there's a new post, and you can see there's a gun, there's a yellow or orange dot, and honey. So let's go ahead, full screen this, let's check it out. So as you can see, he has a gun in his hand or something, and we can see at the bottom it says pollen radar and there's a specific amount of uses, so it's obviously going to be a gear. But let me go ahead and let it play. That's sick. So obviously it shows how many, pollinated fruits there are in your base. Bottom right shows you how many, and you can go ahead and collect them if you need to. As you see, he'll start collecting them. He'll start viewing them, and it gives you the number how many pollinated fruits are in your base. I think it's only in a set area, or I don't think it goes like the entire, base. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's kind of like in the radar's range only, this little range only, so it doesn't go your entire base. I feel like it's very useful, but not really for pollinated. I feel like trying to find a specific mutation on your farm would be better than just a pollination. Like, let's say after an update, disco mutation happens or whatever, and you don't know what plants have become disco. So you pull out the radar, you use it, you find out which ones are disco, you can go around your base, favorite them, make sure you don't pick them up. That would be really useful. Hopefully they can do something like that. Maybe it's going to be like you can pick specific ones, or they might add something like that. Or if people are really interested, or people are really how they changed it up with the last update, or made them add new content, they can say like, oh, this would be pretty cool if you made it for like all mutations. Or if when you use the radar, there's a list of mutations that you can pick out of, and you can pick like disco, and then you can start looking for disco on your farm. That would be nice. That would be actually really clean. But if we look at it, I don't think, let me let it play, because I don't think there's, it doesn't look like you can change it. I feel like if you could change it, they'd probably show you. But I think that if you could change it, they'd probably show you that. That's actually really nice. I'm not gonna lie. They should, I feel like they probably will at some point add something like that, but for now I guess it's just gonna be for pollen, since it is part of the new update. But that's actually pretty neat, because usually some people on their bases, they have like a lot of fruits stacked on top of each other, and they really want to, let's say if you have like a rainbow or something, you want to make sure you don't pick up that rainbow. You want mutations to be stacked on it, stuff like that. So you'll use the radar. Maybe after you use a sprinkler method for your moon melons or all your plants, you want to make sure that you don't pick up good plants, obviously, and you want to make sure you pick up the bad ones, leave the good ones, and you want to do it all over again. Wait, I was so wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even notice. It picks up the fruits. It literally picks up the pollinated fruits. Look at the coconut. I didn't even notice that the coconut disappears, and all these pollinated fruits disappear. It picks up the fruits for you. How did I not notice that? I thought it was just like a radar showing you where the fruits were. Nah, it just picks up all the fruits. I was wondering why it showed you the number, and instead of I don't know, maybe I don't know, I felt like the radar, it wasn't long enough. And I looked at it again, I was like, hold on, it's picking up the fruits. That's insane. On top of the radar, they could have it with other fruits too, like picking up specific mutations. This will make picking up fruits insanely easier, but for pollinated, that's even better. I'm not gonna lie. Now that could truly be game changing. I'm not gonna lie. If they added something like that, but for any, you could pick up any specific mutation, and then you could just sell it. It would be just sold here normally, like all the other tools. That would make this game a lot more simpler. I'm not gonna lie. Instead of digging through your fruits, kind of trying to find specific mutations, I feel like that's way more civilized if they add something like that, and will make everything way more smoother. Because I mean, at some point your farm is definitely gonna get packed. Look at mine. I mean, mine is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even mean for it to get like this, but eventually your farm is probably going to be like this, especially if you don't have a bunch of crazy fruits. I feel like if you only plant extremely good plants, then you'll probably be okay for the most part. But at a certain point, we'll probably need something like that for every type of mutation, specifically picking up any kind of fruit that you need. I don't know how I didn't notice it. Bro, y'all probably cooking me in the comments, but I don't know how I didn't notice it was picking up the fruits. I was already excited for just the radar, being able to see where the plants are, but I didn't know it picked it up for you. Me personally, I'm probably not gonna use that though, because just in case, like maybe if I have like a really good fruit and it has pollinated on it, you know what I mean, I might just go through my farm first and then use that. But that's really good. That's very good. They should add that for like everything though. But I guess they could add it just for pollinated fruits for now, and I guess see how it goes. But I guess testing the waters with something like this would definitely be smarter, so letting them start off small, and eventually they'll probably add it for the next update, which is I think June 7th next week. And they're also going to be messing with the bees over here too. I heard that they might decrease the time on this or something, or you'll be able to stack your pollinated fruits and just like, so you can like AFK, you know what I mean? You don't have to sit here and wait every 3 minutes. And I also heard with the queen bee, when you're buying from the shop, the new stock, usually it's an hour, every hour, you know, there's a new stock and you can buy something new. I heard that it's going to be smacked down to 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, there's new stock. So I guess either if it's not next week, probably sometime this week, that they're going to add maybe the pollen radar gun, decrease swarm event time, and you know, mess with all this stuff, make some better quality of life. But yeah, I think that's probably going to come hopefully before the next update, so they might drop some random quality of life updates soon, or it might just be the next update, who knows. Because if you ever want to check for like when the next update is, it's usually in events right here. You can see next week's update, June 7th, 10 a.m. I don't think they're not showing what the update's gonna be, but it's probably gonna update a couple days before the actual, you know, update happens, so we actually know what's going on. But you can pre-sign up, you know, to the event. Just notify me, so whenever it happens, you will be notified, you know, as soon as the update drops, even if the time changes or anything. But yeah, this radar gun is super tough. I did not know it picks up all the fruits. I was very surprised by that. I definitely thought it was just showing you like where the plants were, but I actually can't wait for this to actually be dropped in the game. Definitely something that's very needed in this game. They're very smart on adding like quality of life stuff, you know what I mean, making it easier for players. But let me know what you guys think. I'm definitely curious as to if you guys have any good ideas. If you do, drop them in a comment. I'll like them. Help get the word out about that good idea, so it could hopefully be dropped in an update. Who knows? Oh, buck eggs in stock. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully we get more leaks. If we do, I'll definitely, you know, try to make a video on it. So, you know, like, subscribe, help a brother out, and good luck to y'all while getting these sunflower seeds, bro. I'm definitely struggling still. I opened like 50 last video. Still no luck.